intersecting lines. So when I say lines, I am talking about plural, more than one line. Okay. If two or more lines, first we'll take two lines. If two lines has one common point, two lines has one common point, then those two lines are called as intersecting lines. So this is line L, this is line M. Okay. In that any point common between L and M is the midpoint, and it is noted as O. They are intersecting at the point O, and that common point O is called as point of intersection. The common point O is called as what? Point of intersection. Okay. And then the another definition, transversal. If a line intersecting two or more lines, if a line intersects two or more lines, then that particular line which intersects more lines is called as transversal. In the diagram, this is one line L, that is one line M, we'll take. Okay. And a line which intersects more than one line, I am taking the name is N. See how many lines this N intersects? Two lines. So two or more means we can say it is transversal. Okay. The same way it applies for three lines as well. Now in this situation, there are two lines which intersects each other, and this like one line is passing. Can you say any line as transversal? No, it is not, because if you take any two lines that has only one common point, you can simply say those are intersecting lines. Two common points. Okay. Okay. Also, that point should be distinct points. The point should be distinct points. Okay. This is for two lines. Then what is for three lines? Same way. This like more than one line is going like this. If we draw one line means this is called as transversal. Okay. Then the next one, angles made by a transversal. Wait a minute. Angles made by transversal. How does a transversal makes an angle? You know, when two lines meet at one point, there is one angle is formed. Is it or not? Because the definition of angle itself is that the co-initial rays. So likewise, the angles formed by this transversal. How many angles are we talking about? We'll number them one after another. This is one angle. This is another angle. This is another angle. 5, 6, 8. So totally how many angles made by the transversal? 8 angles. Now we are going to classify them, because which is which we don't know, right? We should name them. What is name of them? Okay. So in this, the part which lies between these two lines is called as interior. Inside is called as inside, means interior. Then what do you call outside? Exterior. Okay. So in that manner we are going to classify what are those interior angles, what are exterior angles. Okay. Interior angles, exterior angles. Interior angles are angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now exterior angles, what do you think? What would be called as exterior angles? 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay, we classified interior, exterior. In that, which are adjacent? Among this 3, 4, 5, 6, these 3, 4 are 5, 6 are adjacents. Then we can say these are interior adjacent angles. What angles? Then on the other hand, we have exterior as well. On that exterior, do we have any pair of adjacent angles here? 1, 2 and 7, 8. Then how do you call it? Exterior adjacent, exterior adjacent angles. Okay. That's all. Next, corresponding angles. That also you can say the corresponding angles means, see, there are 4 angles. Corresponding means top left to the top left is corresponding. Top right to the top right is corresponding. Do you know what I am talking about? In these 4 angles, which one is top left? 1. And the next another set of 4 angles, which is in the top left? 7. Top left 5. So this 1 and 5 are corresponding pair, corresponding angle pair. The same way, top right to the top right, 2 and 6, 2 and 6, and then bottom left, 3 and 7, and angle 4 and angle. So these pairs are called pair of corresponding angles. What angles? Pair of corresponding angles. Okay. Then pair of interior angles. Okay, we'll come to that later. And alternate angles. This transversal definition. Alternate angles. Alternate also there are 2 cases. When you say 2 angles are alternate to each other, top left to bottom right, bottom right to top left. Likewise, there are 2 categories: interior alternates and exterior alternates. We go one by one. In interior, pair of alternate angles 3 and 6, angle 3 and angle 6. Then the other one angle 5 and 4 and 5. Either way we'll see. So these are pair of alternate interior angles. Then guess what? Pair of exterior alternate angles. That is all. Angle 1 and 8, angle 2 and 7. Okay. Now corresponding angles in the same side of the transversal. Sorry, pair of interior angles in the same side of the transversal. Pair of interior angles in the same side of the transversal. Who is transversal? We forgot. L is transversal, right? L is transversal. That what? Who is transversal here, girl? This is L, this is M, that is N. N is transversal. So angles in the same side of the transversal. That too interior angles. So this is transversal. Same side means 4 and 6. Pair of angles in the same side of the transversal. And then the other pair we have is angle 3 and angle 5. These are the classification of angles which are made by the transversal. Okay. So a transversal makes 8 angles. In that we'll classify that into 2 major types. One is interior, another one is exterior. In that we see corresponding angles. That too has 2 classifications: interiorly corresponding, exterior corresponding. Not interior corresponding. Corresponding means just top right to top right, top left to top left. That like corresponding, not interior exterior differentiation. And then alternate interior angles. In the interior, which angles are alternate? And alternate is 3 and 6. Alternate interior angles like 4 and 5. Then alternate exterior angles are 1 and 8 and 2 and 7. Likewise, adjacent angles also we'll see. Interior adjacent angles, exterior adjacent angles, 2 things are there. Whichever the things in interior, we can say those are adjacent. You know about adjacent angles, right? Now, it's time for you to answer. How do you relate the angle 3 and 4? Adjacent interior angles. How do you call the angles 3 and 7? Three and 7 can be called as corresponding angles. Bottom left to the bottom left. 3 and 7, how do you call? Then how do you call 2 and 6? Corresponding angles. Okay. Then how do you call 1 and 8? Alternate exterior angles. 3 and 5? Pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Okay, clear? Third is it. Okay, can you summarize what are the things we have seen today?